All right. That was take two. I had to move closer to my hotspot. So let's see if it's going to allow us to keep communicating. Give everybody a few minutes to find me again. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So, welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness. First live stream didn't take. I had to cancel that. Hopefully everybody will now start looking for my second one. Usually it takes a few minutes. So, take two. There we go. I think somebody finally popped in. So welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And I am trying to, there we go. There is what I want to sit there and get with. So, hopefully I'm 5x5. I'm hoping. And hopefully everybody re-finds me here. So my first live stream, it didn't make it. That happens. So today we're going to be cooking up I got some spare meats from dinner the other night. And some sausage I'm going to throw in there. Of course, I always start with infusion of vitamin C. Also, cut code eyes. Check out my sponsor. Got Lucky O'Day. All right. I love grapefruit. So I start with squeezing out grapefruit. I can't eat them too. Sometimes I do. But sometimes I just want the juice. So thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for re-finding me. For some reason, I couldn't get the first live stream to come to life, which I had that problem when I'm out here in the boonies. So before we get everything warmed up on that, get us a good glass of some vitamin C. Today my source was a ruby red grapefruit, which I like. So I have sausages, and I have leftover steak, which I'm going to add to the eggs, and that's going to make a really nutritious breakfast. So first of all, we get the pan warmed up. Remember, my sponsor, Cutco Knives. I should be getting more this week. Is it possibly today it might show up? So I'll be doing a special cooking presentation. So I'm putting 6 sausages in there. And then what's left of the steak from the other night, which I'm just going to cube up and throw in there towards the end to reheat. So I cooked up 2 steaks Saturday for dinner, and the wife didn't finish hers. So now I use it for steak and eggs for breakfast. Every time I stop at the store, I always get 2. So I just cube them up. And I'll throw them in there to reheat once the sausages get cooked. Then I'll add 6 eggs. So it's going to be very heavy in calories and protein, which is usually what breakfast is. Especially when I wash it down with Fair Life milk. So, kick up the heat a little bit. There we go. If you're wondering about my title, California Dreaming, turned on the news today, and they voted they're going to do all these reparations. I don't know how they're going to figure it out. But if I was a taxpayer living in California, I'd be moving out of the state. You reap what you sow. You keep voting these fools in, this is what's going to happen. And trying to buy votes, who knows? It's just, the world's going nuts. So on my walk, I kind of talked about it. I'll be posting that later. Because I really don't care what's going on in California. Place could have an earthquake and sink into the ocean for all I care. I could care less what's going on in New York City. I could care less what's going on in Chicago. What I do is I care about what's going on here. And I care what's going on in my community. So if you are in any of those places, I'd leave. I'm just telling you. They have lost their mind. That's all there's to it. But anyway, I had fun. Fun. So Daddy takes the T-Bird away this weekend. Listen to some live music. Got to meet some friends I hadn't seen for a while. And our big picture with all our shirts. And I really had an enjoyable time. So now it's Monday, it's back to reality. But it's a short week for me because I am taking Friday off. My wife and I are going to go somewhere fun. I think we're going to go down to the Garden of the Gods. So I just need to find a place to stay. Anybody live by Carbondale? Bueller? And we're going to go down there and just enjoy the weather. The weather's supposed to be good. Hopefully that forecast will stay true. And we had an enjoyable day. So today's workout, hey, Johnny, how we doing? Thanks for coming in. Thank you. California Dreaming. If you've seen the news, John was talking about it today on his channel. You're probably getting reported. I find it hilarious. If you are a taxpayer in California, and I don't care what ethnic group you are, if you are a taxpayer in California, if this wasn't a wake-up call to get out, I don't know what is. I really don't. And for those of you in California and New York that are moving out and you're going to the States, please remember why you moved out and stop voting the same way that got you to move out to begin with. Please learn from your mistakes. Sounds like a good song to put up. Yep, California Dreaming. You should do that one today. You do it, I'll share it. And I'll tag Jen and Proper Nation for it. I just find it hilarious, People that never experienced it and they're charging taxpayers had nothing to do with it. It's buying votes, $1.2 million at a time. I think I'm going to be transracial. And if you say I'm not, you're racist. Oh, the world's such a... I'm just so happy that my parents have now moved on and went ahead. Because I don't see my dad dealing with this stuff very well. Hey, little wolf, how we doing? No, they don't. They move to a better place and then they screw it up like they did the last place. You reap what you vote. I'm just telling you right now. You keep electing these fools, you keep voting them just because they happen to be a certain party. This is what happens. I swear to God, they see how far can we take this? Just how naive are our voters? And they get away with it. They're going, wow, they're really, really naive. Just trying to keep it friendly language here. So, flipping through my Instagram, and there was a video. I think they were showing TikTok videos, which I think is going to end. But there was a guy, he's in a lecture hall. Does not look like the picture of health, let's put it this way. And his lecture is that exercise does not guarantee you a long life. Okay. And then he picks out a few athletes that had died in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. So, okay, well, I kept watching it because, well, why did they die? They didn't die because they were exercising. Hey, Ark Wellman, how you doing? When it came down to it, is they all had one thing in common. They didn't believe in taking a one-a-day vitamin. I got to get my glasses so I can read. So it came down to it, they felt they could get all their necessary vitamins and minerals from food. Well, you do want to as much as possible, but you're not going to get it all. So, selenium, if I'm pronouncing that right, will almost be in every multivitamin and mineral. So, this one comes with 19 milligrams, which is 35% of what my body needs per day. And I take one of these. And what had happened is these people had passed away. 2 of them were cardiologists because they weren't taking a multivitamin, and their body did not have enough of this mineral. And that was what caused them to have a cardiac arrest. So it wasn't the exercise. It wasn't their diet. It's just they didn't add a supplement to it. So I started thinking about that. So there's a multivitamin, and I call it's a catch-all. Trying to get you something about what you would need throughout the day that you may not get from your diet. All right? Because unless you're going to sit there and eat 15 different vegetables and 10 different fruits, you're probably not going to get everything you need. Most people will not. So we'll go down there. This one has vitamin A. It's got 83% of the recommended amount. 67% of vitamin C. 125% of vitamin D. I went for a walk today, but there's no sunshine, so I want vitamin D. Vitamin E. And vitamin E is something you can actually absorb right through your skin, too. So what I will be doing is my little bump on the head I took, I will be putting vitamin E directly on it and help it heal. Vitamin K. All right. But if you're on a blood thinner, talk to your doctor first. Thiamine, which is a B vitamin. Riboflavin, which is a B vitamin. Niacin, which is B3. All over 100%. They're called, then there's a B5 in there. Folate, another B vitamin. B12, biotin, fatty acid, calcium, phosphorus, iodine. You need iodine. 100% in here. Magnesium. Only 12% in here, but I take magnesium in another form too. Zinc, 11 milligrams. Is great for magnesium and zinc are great for building and repairing your muscle. Selenium, we talked about that for your heart health. Really healthy people died because they didn't have this. Copper, manganese, chromium, similar word, chloride and potassium. There are a few things that they have no recommendation for, but I take one of these because I'm not going to get everything that my body needs from my regular diet. So I take a supplement. Now remember, the word supplement is not to replace, it's to add to. All right. So I will pop another D3. D3 is skin health and immune functions. Very important. I tell you about breathing, and I talked about this on my walk. So turmeric and moringa, I take this, and it has greatly improved my breathing. Now, results may differ. You never know. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is one of those you might want to take throughout the day. Your body does not store it. And zinc. And usually I get zinc a little heavier on Monday because I play pretty heavy. And you got B complex. B complexes make you feel better. Now take them with food. If you don't, you probably won't like it. Milk thistle to get rid of the toxins out of my liver. And then vitamin E, which I'll be using directly later on. So for somebody to say, hopefully I'm still 5x5, I got quiet here, but for somebody to say, oh, this is no good, really are setting themselves out there for a lawsuit. People died because they didn't have a certain mineral or vitamin to keep them healthy. So, if you would listen to his premise, you were thinking, wow, if I exercise, I'm going to die early. No, that's not true. It's about as false as you can get. So you had to keep listening to what he said. And what he said finally made sense. But his opening statement was not. And that's why I say sometimes the greatest lies start with just enough truth for you not to look any further. So if you want the truth, you have to go deep levels into them. You know, the liver produces all your proteins, so you don't need to eat protein. Well, the liver does produce your proteins. Okay, next level. How does it do it? Well, it does it by combining amino acids. Okay, next level. Where do we get the amino acids from? We get them from food, which are proteins. And we break them back down to the aminos, which build the proteins. And then your liver grabs those aminos and delivers them to the body and what they need. So the statement saying we don't need to eat protein because our liver produces all is false. But it started with enough truth. If you were just look, does the liver produce proteins? You'd say, yes, it does. Oh, he's true. What he says is correct. No, what he's not is incorrect. And unfortunately, bad information is going to cause people to have a poor diet. So always make sure you go 3 levels, at least, sometimes 4, when you're trying to find out the truth. Because they'll either mislead you for whatever reason, I don't know what that is, on purpose, or they will mislead you because they didn't carry their research far enough. One of the reasons I like Rudy, the Alaska Prepper, is that he tells you, just don't take my word for it. Go ahead and do your own research. Something out in the field, trying to figure out what it is. Might be one of my buckets. We got a really windy yesterday, last night. They had a dust storm warning, even though we had gotten rain and most of the dirt should have stayed down, but it was that windy. And last week, they had a blackout because of the dust, and it caused a huge chain reaction accidents on 55. And I think 7 or 8 people died from it. So then the next day they had the same thing happen, so they closed down the highway before it happened. So wife's like, I don't remember ever getting these alerts. I said, well, they probably didn't bother until now because people died. Usually when people die, then we sit there and make our corrections. So thanks for everybody for popping in. I appreciate it. Ray, I don't think we're going to get any trolls because I put the subscriber mode on and you have to be a subscriber for 5 months or 5 weeks. But we had killed all his things last week. And what it does is it keeps them away for a while. He actually commented on some of my videos, some stupid stuff. I don't know why you're a troll. I don't know why a troll would think what they're doing has any value at all. I just don't understand it. My life doesn't suck that much, I guess. So I've got sausage cooking. Once it gets cooked, I will pull it off of the pan, put it on a plate. And then I'll throw the meat in there, let it get warmed. And then I will cook the eggs. I'm going to peek and see if maybe for some reason I have some steak sauce I put here and forgot. It's not looking too likely. Sometimes your stuff can get pretty well hidden. And you got so much stuff. And I can see I'm probably going to have to pull everything out and take an inventory. But I'm sure I have some surprises back there. I didn't know I had that. Was that in there the whole time? So what I think I'm going to do with the steak, I think I'm going to season it with lean appearance. And now, because it's day-old steak, you might want to throw a little more flavor in there. And then I'll just cook the eggs in some butter. I've been doing something right to get the trolls. Yeah, as John says, you're getting trolls now, you're doing something right. Yeah, I've seen the one you took care of. And John, that's the way to deal with them. When they say stupid stuff like that, I said, life is too short to suffer idiots. So I block them. I said, you shouldn't block your trolls. It still helps your aunt. They don't help it that much. I don't have time to suffer idiots. My life is too enjoyable for me to have to deal with them. It's been kind of an education. Ark Wildman, I remember you brought up something about a particular individual, and it caused some drama in our area, but I noticed that individual is no longer around. So I'm thinking you may have been right on the money. Oh, got a delivery. UPS guys here. Hey, thank you. You too. I just got to remember what the heck I ordered. Oh, I know what these are. Yeah. Hey, I know what this is. These are the knives from Cutco. So my buddy, Lucky Lee, looks like he sent me plural. So I'm really excited to see what is in here. So we get to see the unveiling. All right. There's one knife, the lovely white handle. Another knife with the red handle. Oh my goodness. There's a third one in here with a red handle. I think they're the same. And 4 knives. So my buddy, which is in the description, so please go check it out, has sent me 4 knives in Cutco. So it looks like some sort of, and I'll have to go with the thing, but it looks like some sort of butter knife. It's ridged. And I wanted red ones. We got red ones. There was much rejoicing. And let's see what this white one is. I sent a picture of the ones I already had. Now we have a regular paring knife. To go along with the recurved one. Yay! And I wonder if these are just 3 of the same. These might just be kind of a set of, yeah, so these are just like a series of the same. Yep. So these will now take place of my regular one. So I got a set of what I'll call steak knives. I do want to wash them. And I got another paring knife. So please check out my buddy at Cutco, LuckyO'Day at Cutco.com. He is generous enough to send me samples. And I like the knife so much that I have bought my own too. So he just sent me, here's the other knives I have. 2 of these I bought. I bought this one he sent me, I bought this one. So that's pretty cool. Much rejoicing, yay. So I'll let him know they arrived and got to make today's video. So Michael, thanks for popping in. I was watching your walk from yesterday, and you got one that you did on Friday. I haven't watched yet. I watched that at work. But and I kind of mentioned you on mine. So the theme today is California dreaming. And if you watched the news this morning, you can see why I said it. And if you're a taxpayer in California, I'd run. Don't look back. Just run. The chance of that actually coming to fruit is 0. But there must be an election coming along. They need those votes. You got to get those votes. Too damn funny. So, got sausages. I got steak left over from Saturday and eggs. And I'm going to kind of cook them a little bit different each one. I might actually even use my own pan for that one. Because I'm just going to kind of, I'll use my own pan for that because I'm going to kind of do a quick sear. Okay, there's not going on lit. I'm going to do it in Liam Pepper's Worcestershire sauce. Now, I like this sauce the way it doesn't, so a lot of times this is what when I get to cook my own meals, that's what I use. Nightmaring. And remember, a nightmare is a dream. Just saying. That down low. And we're getting ready to do some serious cooking. But I had to laugh when John on Prepper Nation was covering that this morning, so I turned the TV on. Sure enough, there it was, and I was just laughing. I said, yeah, I think I'm going to brag about this steak because it's done much better. I don't understand it. How these people even get in office. I know, see how. Get some butter for the eggs. Butter. Okay. Butter. This is going to be good. This is eating good in the neighborhood. What I'm doing is I'm doing a quick saute in Liam Perrin. Now I am on a power burner, so that's why I kind of took it off the burner for a few minutes before I put it back on. Because even it's supposedly simmer, it's a pretty powerful burner. See if I can cut that one in half. There we go. What I'm doing is sauteing this William Perrin, getting it reheated. It's already been cooked. And just kind of get that flavor baked in there. Woo, woo, woo. It smells good. Smells good in the neighborhood. So we went from turning the furnace on every now and then to now we got the air on. Made for a kind of a rough night because it was a little warm. And I have a hard time sleeping when it's warm. So I actually had to come downstairs for a couple hours where it was cooler. And then I was able to go back upstairs and get some sleep. I'm kind of moving a little slower today than I usually do. And that is why. Hush. I'm just making sure that the sausage is fully cooked. Although, you know, it's been processed really well. So breakfast is going to be very heavily in meat. Now Saturday, the wife had something going on during the morning, so I went to the gym. And then we went to the pancake house after that. And so I got the 2, 2, 2, and 2. 2 pancakes, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, 2 eggs. And I asked them if they had pure maple syrup. They did not. The wife goes, well, you're probably just going to have to start bringing that with you. Ah, there you go. Lower. It's for the pew-pew. So that's called a lower. Not a mower, a lower. And that's the part that gets tracked, where the upper does not. Yep, for freedom spreaders. We have to use secret squirrels. Otherwise, you have those go, oh my God, that's terrible. So when I did that interview with the 2 ladies on Jim TV, I had to redone. They said something about guns, and she goes, well, I just don't like them. I said, well, why? It's an inanimate object. Just lays there, just like a rock. If I had a rock there, would it bother you? She goes, no, I can kill you with a rock. Big enough rock? That was the first assault weapon. Yeah, Cain used an assault rock. It was an AR granite. Should have been outlawed. If it was outlawed, I'm sure he wouldn't have done it. Well, wait a minute, now that's not how it works. So I told her, I said, it's an inanimate object. All right, it has to be handled by a person. All right, it has to be loaded, it has to be chambered. You have to pull a trigger. Doesn't go on its own. Yep, AR granite, semi-auto. Actually, it was a single shot. I don't know, it might have been a repeater, who knows. All right. I got this on low, got the butter. Let's pop the eggs in there. Probably enough, considering all the meat I have. Put my secret spices on there. I find it discerning, kind of humorous, but discerning anytime there's these incidents. And initially on Twitter, I call it hater. That's all I see on Twitter is hate. All of a sudden they're like, oh, you know, that thing's bad, that thing's bad. And then it comes out that a certain ethnic group wasn't involved. Poof, it's gone. We don't want to talk about it. Poof. It's just some of the hateful people I see on that platform. It's truly disturbing. And they're pointing the fingers at us. And I'm like, yeah, the only hate I see coming is from y'all. Coming from us. You know, we got the one minority speaker from the Democrats. And every text he has, we got to fight against the extreme MAGA. Everyone. I said, wow. I said, what a racist thing to say. I said, what a hateful thing to say. And you're talking about trying to bring the country together, and you label half the country. I said, you are your own worst enemies. And so I'll respond back. Well, we got to do this because of the extreme left commie Democrats. How's that sound? Don't sound so good, does it? Well, stop doing it. Stop labeling people. You know, we're all trying to make a living. Oh man, this looks good. So, California dreaming. If you stay in California after this, kiss middle class goodbye. You won't be able to afford it. And if you're hanging around and thinking that money's going to come to you, hang on, there's a sucker bill. There's a sucker every minute. Once you sit there and they'll keep pushing it off and pushing it off, because they know it'll get challenged. They got no legality to make that possible. You'll vote for them, and then it'll be gone. And you go, well, wait a minute. They said, yeah, they lied. There we go. Nutrition. Oh, I feel good. Wow. Luckily for me, I stocked up before the poop hit the fan. I seen it coming. I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was and as long as it was, but I seen it coming. So it's not things I need to go get. Yep, it is. Proteins and fats. Lots of good calories. All the stuff a growing boy needs. Thanks for a thumbs up, everybody. So, besides good, nutritious breakfasts and meals, I also take supplements to make sure my body gets everything it needs. What it don't need, it'll just pass on down, and that's fine. I can afford to spend the money to keep me healthy. Compared to the money that you'll lose when you're not healthy from not being able to go to work, from having to pay to go to the doctor, having to buy prescription medicine. So yeah, I probably spend $100 a month in supplements. But I don't spend $250 a month in prescriptions. I'd rather have the supplements which are based on things my body needs versus some of the other stuff. That is so good. I'm going to sit back and just, yeah, I know you do a long, yep. But you are taking steps. I know you lost quite a bit of weight. And it takes time, and, clean up your diet a little bit. You might find yourself getting away from some of that medication. Probably not all of it, but I would definitely probably watch some things by Casey Little Owl. Maybe even send her a question. Because there are a lot of minerals in that you'd be taking to help you out. I haven't worked out yet, but I will. I went on my hike. And I want to go throw discus. And if I can squeeze all that into and still have time to go to the gym, I will. Or I have the ability to get a good workout at work. Tooling weighs a lot. It's very active. I got a place I can do dips. I got a place I can do push-ups. So I may not make it to the gym today. I usually do, but it was kind of a lazy day. I didn't sleep well last night. I still got up on a regular time because I wanted to make sure I got things done. So I'll be lazy today. I'll be vigorous tonight. So I'll probably do some exercises at the gym or I have to at work. And when I come home, I think I'm going to do some arms. And then tomorrow, I'll probably do back in that. Wednesday, I'm going to shoot out to Shorewood, which I'll do my bench there. So I can always get spotters. And then we're going to do some more of that arm wrestling. So I'll have that going on. There you go. Now I'll think so. Any carbs? Some carbs in the milk. Eggs got carbs. Full carbohydrates. About 6 grams. Not a lot. carbs in the eggs, there's some carbs in the meat, but mostly protein, aminos. I don't take it down to science yet. Because I don't have to. I'm a power lifter, not a bodybuilder. If I was doing bodybuilding, yes, I would have to pay more attention to it. But I'm not. I don't. I eat what's not processed for the most part. I do have V8 in the fridge. I'll take a glass of that before I go to work. And that'll get me my vegetables I need. I usually cut up a pepper to put in here. I forgot. I do have one. When I'm home on the weekends, we have a salad with our meal. Wow. Carbs and sausage. But I don't, and I probably should, I don't really pay much attention to that. I do, not by choice so much as it just happens to be the food I eat. It's not like I'm following a low carb diet, because I'm not. So breakfast is always going to be heavy in protein. Most your breakfast foods are. Lunch, I'll either have hamburger, sandwich, or tuna fish. Sometimes chili, or, just wherever it's easy to grab. I try to take a sandwich or two with me to work, and then we do have the cafeteria. But yeah, I just eat. Now, I know Michael eats a lot of healthy stuff. A lot more turkey than I do. Probably a lot more chicken. And it is what it is. I like my red meat. But yeah, I just try to make sure that the food that I have is non-processed food. Try to stay away from the Mickey D's and Burger Kings and Wendy's and stuff like that. So even my junk food is better than what you can get out of there. So, and saying that, I'm going to end it with that. So everybody remember, rest, nutrition, and proper exercise form. Stay active, get out there, have fun. Follow Michael at the Body Beatdown, and myself. Try to keep things on a positive note. I was talking about on my walk about influencers. Because I guess we are called influencers now. And we can either be a positive influencer or we can be negative. I try to be a positive influencer. So exercise in any form is good for you. If you're contracting a muscle, you are exercising. Sirloin steak, yep. So I'm just finishing the rest of the ribeyes we had on Saturday. And then we had hamburgers and with tomatoes and onions for dinner last night. All righty. You have a good day. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for joining in. Watch my videos. Subscribe, like, all that YouTube stuff. You can send super chats to help pay for my events. My next event is this month, May 20th, in Joliet. I'll be doing a bench competition. And my goal will be to hopefully beat what I did last time. We'll see. And then June 10th, I will be in West Des Moines, Iowa, for their senior games, throwing discus. And July 11th will be Nationals in Pittsburgh. And the same thing, throwing discus. And then there are 2 events, lifting events that I could sneak in there if I do decide to do them. So everybody remember, reach out to my sponsors, Lucky O'Day at Cutco.Knives, Apex Nutrition LLC. Use code MacBean15 for a 15% discount. Remember, that's with an A, not MC. And the gyms that also Showard Fitness and the wellness operation that allow me to just go there and work out. I appreciate that. And if you're out in Utica, make sure you stop at the outpost. Everybody, have a wonderful day.